Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 39, Lamar. The Condemned versus the Condemned 2.
Oh, man. So, technically, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Randy Orton.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Which is
the way it
ironic
is.
because both professional wrestlers, both with nicknames that have to do with snakes. Steve
I did not know
Austin,
that.
the Texas Rattlesnake. Randy Orton, the Viper.
Everything is just melding together. We're already here. We're already here with both of these. So, I'm excited. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And this plays off of both these movies play off of the humans hunting humans for sport cliche or whatever you want to call it, which goes back, way back. They've been doing that for a while. The first time I saw it was Surviving the Game, Hard Target, all that.
And also, like, a lot of they have, like, Battle Royale, which some people say was, like, kind of the basis for, the Hunger Games. So it's always been there. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a quick rundown of these movies. The first one, The Condemned, from 2007, starring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I'm a huge Stone Cold fan. I grew up a Stone Cold fan. And, one of the most popular wrestlers of all time. Top 3, you can make an argument, number 1. But at some point, he was like, I got to get out of wrestling. It's time. He started making movies, and we got Condemned, was his first movie. Basically, it's just the people hunting. You have a douchey TV producer that comes up with this game.
Typical host. He doesn't care about people.
Doesn't care about people. He just wants to make money via the internet. They made a big deal about the internet in this movie.
This was in 2007 too, so they were like hitting on that internet thing pretty quick.
So he was going to live stream this event where he was going to have criminals all trapped on an island with bombs strapped to their legs, and they basically have to survive by killing each other. Last man standing wins, all of that.
Yes.
And that's how you have Stone Cold, who's kind of like, seems like he's a soldier.
America.
Yeah, he's the good old American soldier that was locked up in a prison somewhere. He ends up in this thing. He just wants to get home.
Yes.
And he just wants to, he's actually a good guy. He doesn't want to actually hurt anybody or whatever. And that's that movie.
Yes.
Tell us about part 2.
Oh, okay. Less interesting. So basically, bounty hunters fail at getting some guy who set up homeless people betting on homeless people dying, but he kills them by accident. So they're like, hey, you messed up. You can't be a bounty hunter anymore. You're on probation. So he's out of the bounty hunting game. But then his team that he went with, for some reason, starts hunting them because the second in command of the guy that he killed is now hunting him. And they're just like regular guys that, they have special. One is a sniper, one is good at bombs. And Eric Roberts is in it.
Eric Roberts. Yes. Collecting a paycheck again.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely a paycheck for him. But that's basically, they bring back the game because they mention what happened in Condemned 1.
Yeah, they do mention it.
But this one is for the rich. No more of getting those regular people. That's stupid. This is just for the rich. And so, that's basically the plot of Condemned 2.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to do a comparison of these movies, and we have some categories to determine which one is better. What are the categories, sir?
All right. The categories are, we're going to start to talk about the characters in each one. And then we're going to talk about the best use of the human sport genre, kind of, that ties into the plot as well. So we've been talking about the plot, the action, and then environment. And then we'll also talk a little bit about the overall quality.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. So category 1, characters. What do you think? Best characters.
Here's the problem. Condemned 1 has, the setup of Stephen. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin, American good guy, everything like that. The rest of the characters are like they're not psychos, they're criminals. Yeah. So you have also Vinnie Jones. He's a psycho Englishman. You have of course, the Asian who is good at martial arts.
Yeah.
And you have the black man, of course, who escaped from America. They found him in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the couple. They blew up
the
some
Mexican
stuff.
couple.
Then you have the crazy woman from Africa. Then you have another crazy Latin man. And then you have another crazy older man from America.
Yeah. And the big giant guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
Nathan
big
Jones.
Giant guy.
He was also a wrestler for a little while.
Yeah.
Then he went on to movies. He was in Mad Max Fury Road.
And they started off with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's freaking huge.
Yeah,
so.
guys. Yeah.
Condemned 2, they all become pretty much douchebags and hunt their best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the sniper guy, you have the bomb guy, and then you just have a regular hand-to-hand combat guy. But the problem is that's it. They don't have individual characteristics. They just have abilities.
Right.
Which to me makes it boring, and it's just like, oh, I don't know. I can sometimes not tell them apart. Like they're just you can switch these characters out. So
yeah. In part 2, the characters are kind of bland. The only character that has something unique about it actually is the Eric Roberts character. He plays Randy Orton's dad.
Yeah.
Like he could be entertaining, and it's just Eric Roberts being Eric Roberts, but that's the only entertaining character. So going back to the first one, the most interesting characters in the film are actually the TV producing, the TV producer that's a douche. He only cares about ratings and making money out of this thing. And then the people that work for him that, they're starting to, question their morality when it comes to maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Those are the interesting characters. But at least, like you said, in the first one, you had a variety of characters that were somewhat unique from one another.
Yeah.
So, so my vote for characters, I'm voting for part 1.
Definitely part 1. Yeah, like you said, it's just they had interesting characters in part 1.
Yeah.
The second one, all they had was abilities. So yeah, I'm also for Condemned.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So 2 points for part 1. Next category. Best use of the human sport plot. This one's
okay. Go ahead, because I have so much.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just say I'm going to vote for number 1 for this one again, and just for the obvious reason. It is what it is. The game is laid out. They're on the island. You have to kill the guy because you have no choice. You have a bomb strapped to your leg. Last man standing, or you're going to get blown up. And there's a time limit. They said if you don't do this in a certain time, you're going to get blown up. So it's laid out. It's all laid out. So my vote is for part 1.
I agree with you for all those reasons, because Condemned 2, here's the problem. Let's talk about a little bit of the plot. When they run into each other, the first kill, he's like, Randy Orton, he's like a tow truck driver or whatever. Yeah. He goes to his buddy, we should meet up for drinks later or whatever. It's like, okay. And then he tries to kill him at the bar.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just kill him on the side of the road?
Yeah.
He caught him totally off surprise. And so he has to kill him at the bar. His other friend comes up. It's like, this is strange. Maybe we should meet up, because he goes to his dad first, and then he meets up with his friend. So he gets with his other friend.
He's like, we should talk about this. Let me drive you to the middle of the desert by ourselves.
He tries to kill him. He fails. And it's just like, aren't these guys special? Aren't they trained? Yeah. It's better to kill somebody when you surprise them. But no, they don't do that. They get them in a situation where they can get out of it. And then somebody finally, who doesn't want to kill him, explains everything. But here's the problem with what you just said about the first one. Everything is laid out. Yeah. Randy Orton doesn't find out about this until later. Right. So he has no idea what's going on. So it really doesn't jump off anything. No. It's just like his friend tells him, "Oh, you got to make it to this point." He didn't know that. So he could have just went and hide. Makes
Yeah,
no sense
no
at all.
sense.
So
So,
Condemned, yeah,
yep,
it's
2 more points for the original Condemned.
Mhm.
That's 4-0 so far. This is turning into a runaway, Lamar. But we
Yes,
move on to our next category, Best Action. I gotta say, both movies had pretty good action.
they did. They really did. Yes.
The difference is the action in the first one made more sense. Like you said, the stuff in the second one, like there was action. Like the guy was trying to snipe Randy Orton the whole movie, and then there's a point where he's just driving around in a circle in a dune buggy trying to shoot him, and I was like, well, what happened to the sniping? Like it was goofy action.
Well, that's how snipers work, Joe. When they don't hit their target, they get close. They
Yeah.
just forget the whole sniping thing because
Yeah.
it obviously doesn't work anymore.
Well,
That's part of it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, that's it, man. I'm voting for the first one. Not only is the action better, but it's more gritty.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
seems more
Yeah.
realistic in a way. You know, it's just straight up. So I'm voting for first one.
Just to go off of that, yeah, and it's not to say that it wasn't shot well in Condemned too, but it just
Yeah,
makes more
it
sense
was
in
shot well.
Condemned because of the story and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So your vote for original again?
yes,
That's
yes,
all right. So
yeah.
2 more points for the Condemned. That's 6-0. Well, we'll just keep going just for the sake of going. Environment. So each one of these movies had a unique environment of their own.
Yes.
The original takes place on an island terrain, and then the new one takes place in more of like a desert somewhere, like a desert community. Neither one was great. I would say at least with the first one, they utilized the environment more, like guys sneaking around and stuff. The only time they utilized the environment in the second one was when Randy Orton comes out from the dirt. He was hiding.
Yeah.
So I'm voting for their number one again.
I think this is going to be a landslide, Joe, because here's the thing though, like you're saying that, they're not too interesting, but the island, you can't escape from it.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's something that, the island you can escape from, and I don't know if this goes with the environment. They would drop like weapons down.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Like I said before, you can escape anywhere in the desert and they don't use it. Like the sniper part, that would have been interesting if they would have utilized it and the sniper guy would have stayed a sniper guy, like he was supposed to, and not just drive up and try to shoot him. That would have been like a cool thing where he has to figure out how to get, kill a sniper. But no, they didn't do it. So Condemned once again.
Okay. We don't even need the tiebreaker category. Well,
no,
we don't even need it. So here's the final score. Lamar, 8-0. It's better, and at least it's trying. Like, these are movies, they are what they are. They're just kind of, action movies, beat 'em up, whatever.
Right.
They're not the greatest movies, but at least the first one tried. Like, it hasn't that element of like exploitation, questioning the morality, all that. So at least it was trying to be something. The second one was just there.
It really was, because it's kind of like when I watch this movie, I'm just like, they call it The Condemned, but if you would have changed the title to something different and tweaked the plot a little bit more, it could have been its own movie.
Yeah, it could have been better because it was shot well.
The quality it was shot very well. Yeah, so. But it when you compare it to the original Condemned, you're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once again, 8-0 landslide. So Condemned 2007 version starring Stone Cold Steve Austin is our winner.
Yes.
And that's the bottom line.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, that wraps this episode up. But next week we have something special, Lamar. What is it?
Oh boy, back to Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White will be, and they never really clearly explained this, it's either a sequel or a reimagining of the film Sudden Death, but this one is Welcome to Sudden Death.
Brand new. So this is going to be a fresh one. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that, because it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Cool.
So Michael Jai White's back. Yay.
Yep. Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 39, The Condemned. Peace.
Deuces.